Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's April 2025, and I'm so thrilled you're here with me today because we've got a big one to unpack. Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart. I mean, if you've been keeping an eye on your grocery bill, gas prices, or just about anything lately, you might be feeling like, wait a sec, didn't Trump say costs were going down the minute he took office? That's what he promised. Lower costs for all of us starting day one. But here we are a few months in, and Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart, is trending everywhere because inflation's up to 3%. Tariffs are jacking up prices, and folks are wondering what's next. So, if you're feeling the pinch or just curious about how this is hitting your wallet, stick around. We're breaking it all down from why Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart to what you can do about it. Oh, and I'd love to know where you're joining me from today. Are you in Texas, maybe New York? Drop a comment below with your spot, and any questions you've got about why Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart. I'm here for you. All right, let's jump right in. So let's rewind a bit. During the 2024 campaign, Trump was all over this idea that day one, bam, he'd lower costs for American families. It was a big, shiny promise. Cheaper gas, lower grocery bills, you name it. And a lot of us bought into it, hoping for some relief after years of ups and downs. But fast forward to now, April 2025, and Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart, is staring us in the face. Inflation's climbed to 3% since the election. Not crazy high, but enough to notice when you're filling up your tank or buying bread. And then there's these tariffs he's slapped on Canada, Mexico, and China. Meant to boost American jobs, sure, but they're hiking up the price of imported stuff like electronics, clothes, even car parts. My buddy Mike runs a small auto shop, and he's been griping about how parts are 20% pricier now. Guess who's paying that? United States. So Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart isn't just a catchy headline, it's hitting real people. And I'm betting you felt it too. Why is this happening? Let's dig into the inflation piece first, because that's a big chunk of why Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart. Trump said he'd tackle oil prices, pump more, bring costs down, but even with more drilling, global markets aren't playing nice. Inflation's at 3% and consumer vibes are shaky. People are out there saying, I thought Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart, wouldn't hit this fast. My sister's a single mum and she's been texting me about how milk's up $1 since January. She's not wrong to wonder where that promise went. Then you've got Elon Musk heading up this Department of Government Efficiency, pushing for huge federal spending cuts, billions worth, to save money. Sounds good, right? But some economists are like, hold up, if you slash too fast, you could tank the economy. And that's got folks nervous about more price jumps down the line. It's a messy mix, and it's why Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart feels so real right now. Now let's talk tariffs, because they're a huge reason Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart is making headlines. Trump's big on protecting American industries, bring jobs back, cut the trade deficit, so he's hitting countries like China and Mexico with tariffs. The idea is solid on paper. Make foreign goods pricier, boost US stuff. But here's the rub. Those higher costs get passed to us. My local Walmart's got TVs up $50, and the manager told me it's all tied to these tariffs. Same with cars. Parts from Canada or Mexico cost more now, so repairs or new rides are digging deeper into our pockets. I get the goal. More jobs here. But when Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart means I'm paying more for basics, it's tough to cheer. Some say it could even push other countries closer to China or spark crypto booms as folks dodge traditional cash. Wild stuff to think about. And then there's this whole clash with the Federal Reserve. Another layer of why Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart is playing out like this. Trump's been loud about wanting lower interest rates, cut borrowing costs to juice up the economy, offset those tariffs. He's tweeting at Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, like, get on it. But Powell's not budging. He's worried cutting rates with 3% inflation could make prices spiral even more. My cousin's a real estate guy and he's torn. Lower rates would mean cheaper mortgages, but if inflation spikes, it's game over for home buyers. The Fed's independent, so Trump can yell all he wants, but this tension's leaving us in limbo. It's a big reason Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart, feels so shaky. Policy's pulling in two directions, and we're caught in the middle. Businesses are feeling it too, and that's feeding into why Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart isn't just talk, it's chaos. Trump's all about deregulation and fossil fuels, great for some oil companies, and my uncle in Texas is pumped about cheaper gas potential. But those tariffs, they're throwing manufacturers and small businesses for a loop. Nobody knows what's next. My friend Sarah owns a boutique, and she's holding off on ordering spring stock because import costs are nuts. She's like, Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart, is killing my margins. Add in immigration policies, deportations are spooking workers, so labor's tight, sales are down in some spots, and then there's Musk's plan to gut federal jobs. If agencies shrink, areas like DC could see unemployment spike. It's a roller coaster. Some see opportunity, others see Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart as a total bust. So how's this hitting you at home? I'd love to know where you're joining me from today. Drop your city or state in the comments and tell me if Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart is showing up in your bills. Are prices up where you are? Got questions about what's next? I'm reading every comment. I want this to be our space to figure it out together. For me, I hit the grocery store last week, $80 for what used to be $60, and I'm thinking, man, Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart is no joke. But here's what we can do. Budget smarter, maybe swap out pricey brands for generics. My mum's hooked on store brand cereal now, swears it's just as good. Keep an eye on policies too, tariffs, rates, all that jazz moves fast. And if you're mad about it, call your reps. My buddy did, and he says it felt good to vent. Little steps, but they help when Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart, leaves us hanging. What's the big picture here? Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart isn't just a fluke. It's a clash of big ideas and real-world messiness. Inflation's up, tariffs are biting, the Fed's holding firm, and businesses are scrambling. Some folks, like oil guys, might win with deregulation, but for most of us, prices aren't dropping anytime soon. My neighbour's a trucker, says fuel's still high despite the drilling push. Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart, isn't clicking there either. Will interest rate cuts save the day? Maybe if Powell caves, but economic uncertainty's sticking around like an uninvited guest. I want to keep you posted as this unfolds. Please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you're always in the loop when Trump's day one promise to lower costs is already falling apart, shifts again. Oh, and seriously, where are you joining me from today? Leave a comment with your spot, your take on this, or any questions. I'm all about keeping us connected. Thanks for sticking with me through this epic rundown. Let's keep talking, and I'll see you next time.